Καλησπέρα σε όλους, καλησπέρα Βασίλη μου, καλησπέρα Βίκη μου, Φέδρα, Νίκο, τι ωραία, Αλέξανδρε. Πολύ χαίρομαι που σας έχω κοντά μου σήμερα όλους. Μου κάνει πολύ καλό. Και ζωή μου, καλησπέρα ζωή μου. Hello Lupelius. Hello to everybody. Welcome to the Rise and Shine project, a project that was created for you in order to give you inspiration, to give you ideas and motivation for you for the next day after this crisis we have experienced. Ideas that you can implement to your everyday life. 10 trainers, my friends, my mentors, some of them, visited us and joined us and shared their pearls of wisdom. I have one more for you. This is the last live of the Rise and Shine project, and I am so thankful that you embraced this idea and supported me during those lives. Today I have kept my last but not least guest as a surprise for you. It was my little secret for you. This man touched my mind, my life, my soul so deeply, like Nikos Kazantzakis and Odysseus Elitis also did. You might know him as the author of the book The Schoolfor Gods, but he's much more than that. Allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to introduce you to this gentleman, to this radical modern thinker and philosopher, to you. Just give me 1 second to where is he? Just give me 1 second. Screens. Before I will start to say his mini bio. Elio!
Hi, Isidora.
Hi. How are you?
Very good, very good, very good. Thank you for your words. It's really too much, really. It was
Really? You think? Thank you so much for being with us today. It's a great honor. It's a great pleasure. And I will start now by telling the people your mini CV, if you allow me for 2 minutes, okay?
Yes, please.
Thank you so much. So, Elio D'Anna is a best-selling author, philosopher, economist, and entrepreneur, poet and musician, if you don't know that. He is the founder and president of the European School of Economics, an international business school with a mission of preparing in the worlds of politics and economics a new generation of leaders, incorruptible men, pragmatic dreamers, able to harmonize the apparent age-old antagonism, economics and ethics, action and contemplation, financial power and love. ESE today counts 6 centers in the world, including London, New York, Madrid, Rome, Florence, and Milan. Well done, Elio. Well done.
Thank you.
So, pioneer in the world of music and visionary entrepreneur, he has founded leading enterprises in sectors that range from education to hospitality, from entertainment to technology. As an international lecturer, Elio D'Anna participates in seminars and conventions worldwide, and through his foundation and philanthropic initiatives, promotes scientific studies and technological research for an unconventional second education that he defines as the individual revolution. Elio D'Anna underlines the urgency of recognizing a revolutionary right yet to be sanctioned by a charter nor championed by manifest or movements in any country. I affirm the inalienable right of young people to dream and to see their dreams come true.
Right.
That's you, my dear. So thank you once more for being here with me. The first thing that you told me when we spoke the other day was no, the first thing I told you was that I do not read your book. I am studying your book. And you told me something that I will never forget. You told me, are you studying the book or the book is studying you?
Yeah, it was, are you reading the book or the book is reading you?
It's reading you, yes. So it is not an ordinary book. It is a mirror, isn't it?
It is a mirror, yeah, but the world, the entire world is a mirror that we have forgotten, but the entire world represent ourselves in what we think, feel, what we are. Then if you are able to accept the fact that the world is just a mirror, it's just reflecting your inner world, then you become free from all attacks or whatever you see in the world, injustice, disease, poverty, or whatever. Just if you understand that anything, everything is coming from you, yourself, then you will be able to transform the entire world at will. Then you yourself are the source and the very cause of whatever is happening in the world. This is very simple, and then the slightest change in your inner being moves mountains in the world of events. You become a giant that is really creating the entire world, not just your own, but really, I believe that all and everything is depending upon
you. Mm-hmm. Elio.
You yourself, this has to go to all your followers, and to understand that I'm talking to you, yourself, and each of you who is listening to us. Then this is very, very important. And we try to hide in the midst of a crowd and mobs, but we should just come out with our own sincerity and earnestness, seriousity, which is the only quality that we really need to accept the world as it is, and understand that you are just the producer, the creator, and the dreamer of what you see and touch.
So, who is the dreamer? Have you met him?
You are the dreamer. But
I am the dreamer.
But you forgot. You are the dreamer. We don't have a dreamer outside ourselves. The dreamer is you yourself. But you forgot. Let's say that you are a god in amnesia, and you forgot, your very nature, and then you just, entered into a sort of multitude, believing that the world is outside yourself and not within. Then this is the misunderstanding. If you return towards yourself, you will see that you yourself are the very cause of whatever is happening in the world. Then I am sure that you are the dreamer. You are dreaming me right now, this very moment.
I'm not just a dreamer, I'm a doer, and you know what I mean.
You are.
So, is dreamer, in your book, dreamer is a man, is male. Why the dreamer was not a female in your book?
Yeah, the dreamer is your gender. I mean, if you have to express something, you are dreaming yourself as a woman, then you are a female gender. I am a male gender just because I am dreaming myself as a male, but there is no difference. It's male or female doesn't reflect the dreamer. The dreamer has no gender.
Okay, so I would like to ask you, what is fear? But I will not ask you what is fear. I will ask you, who is fear?
Who is fear? I mean, you are personifying the fear. Fear is something non-existent. Fear is just our imagination, our negative imagination, and we are, projecting something that is not us ourselves. You are projecting something that you identified with, and projecting in the world. You believe that is coming. Let's say you justify that very thing that you projected in the world through an object, an event, or circumstances that is just an excuse to justify your inner, let's say, being in front of something unknown, which is not. You are in front of yourself, and you just forgot that you are the very dreamer of whatever is happening in life. And then you just, in this forgetfulness, you just get lost. But if you return to yourself, if you observe yourself, you will see that you will return little by little to yourself and to the very source of all and everything. Then the fear is non-existent, if I answer. And we should just to realize this, and you will see that the fear disappears the moment that you observe it.
If you understand this, you can become fearless.
That's right.
Fearless.
Yeah, fear is fear is the very cause of whatever you are afraid of. Then first comes fear, and then you and something appears in the world to for you to justify that the inner negative emotions. But if you don't expect from the world, mirroring what you are, in that case, in a negative state, if you just turn toward yourself, you will see that fear, disappears. Then when we are in fear, we shouldn't do anything else but to return to ourselves, get rid of all the device that can distract you, and be with yourself and face and tackle that very thing that is non-existent.
Personally, I do not see competitors or antagonists, as you call them. I'm focusing on me, and that is my freedom. Who is the real antagonist, Elio?
The antagonist is your own invention, your own creation, is your own creature. You invent the antagonist for you to enter into a higher dimensions, a higher order, a superior order. And then you create the antagonist, something that, sometimes attacks you. It is illegal, it is unfair, it is ferocious. And but you forget that you created this sort of force coming against you just for you to overcome obstacles and boundaries that you yourself created within. Then the antagonist is your best ally, is your best friend. The antagonist knows very well which is the way that you have to pursue to reach the highest goal of yourself. Then the antagonist loves you, and loves you much more than you can love yourself.
That's very radical thinking. Yes,
Yeah.
the antagonist loves us more than we love ourselves. Why are you saying that?
Why?
Yeah.
Why did I say it? Because this is my realization. It is a discovery. And I had very ferocious enemies in my life. But I have to blame.
Oh, me too. Join the club, Elio. Me too.
Yeah, it's good. When you have a great idea, then the antagonist appears. Just because you can realize, concretize that idea, materialize that idea. Without the antagonist, you are nothing. Without the antagonist, you can do nothing. Then the antagonist allows you to reach the impossible.
That's very nice. That's very nice. Thought is creative. Thought creates. Our thinking determines our destiny. You write in your book that thinking is like a handwritten invitation to our destiny. Whatever we think will come and visit us in the future,
Yes.
whatever it is.
Yeah. Thinking and destiny are one and the same thing.
Oh.
Destiny is in time. Thinking is in absence of time. Then you are dreaming right now what is going on to happen in days, months, years, or centuries. Then this very moment, in this very moment, you create your destiny. Then if you return to yourself, you will see that within yourself, if you are aware of what is going on within yourself, you will know what is will happen in the next few months or years. Then you have to know what is a destiny waiting for you. You have just to be in this very moment, listen to what is happening within yourself, and you will know everything about your future. Then you will see that in the ancient Greece, on the oracle, on the doors of the oracle, it was written, "Know yourself, and you will know the will of the gods." Knowing yourself, you can know what you are going to encounter in your future. Then everything has to be returned towards yourself, towards this very moment, and understand that whatever you are in this very moment, that is what is going to happen in the next future. Then the future is just this very moment plus time. And if you eliminate time, you will return to the very source of all and everything, and it is you yourself.
What was happening inside of you during the writing of the Schoolfor Gods? Were there times when you felt the need to caress the ears of the readers or you were determined from the very beginning to speak the only truth?
Yeah, I tell you, we have to start from, I was a musician, very famous musician, and but I didn't mean to become a musician. Then I became a businessman, and it happened. I didn't mean to become a businessman. Then I entered into many businesses, and then I wrote books. I just at the conferences telling people, first people around me who were very, very close to me, just to tell them my discoveries, my inner discoveries. And then everything is happening, by dreaming. You shouldn't think of what has to be your role in life, because that is all depending upon your inner being. Then if you raise your inner being, you will see that the outer life will reflect and respect what you are. Then I became a businessman, a musician, a producer, and a writer, and I am now in the technologies, in new discoveries, and all those things. But all this happens as a reflection of what you are. Then I don't have any technique, I don't have any discipline to offer you to become what you already are. We want to become something else, but you are always already integrity. You have forgotten your unity of being. Then you are going, looking for something that you possess within yourself, and changing sometimes masters and teachers and disciplines and systems and methods, just to seize something that you already possess, which is you yourself. Then you will never find anything outside yourself. Not even through meditation you can find yourself, because you yourself are already yourself. You have just to remember. You are perfect. You have to remember.
Yes, that's a strong reminder.
Yeah.
So, is life through this world a school for gods?
If it is the outer world a school for gods, yes, it can be. It can be if you realize that the world is reflecting you. Then through many difficulties, problems, attacks, sometimes through injustice and violence, you will understand that there is no violence or injustice or war or conflicts in the world, but just in yourself. If you understand this, you will never find yourself in any negative circumstances, in any terror attacks, accidents, disease, and you will be free from all those things, just because you are the creator and the dreamer of whatever is happening out there. In this very moment, seems that the humanity is suffering something very, very, very violent, coming from outside. But I tell you, this is only something that you yourself project in the world. I don't see any violence in the world, just because I won the violence within myself. And when you are a winner within, you will be a winner outside yourself. Then nothing, no poverty, no disease, no virus can touch you.
Winner, wow, that's a big word. So I want to ask you something about winners now. You are the founder and president of Winners Factory, if I may say, of, of the European School of Economics. Why do you believe that industries and corporate enterprises should teach the art of dreaming, the principles of self-improvement and inner integrity to enable their people to become advanced beings?
Yes, I am sure that all the industries and enterprises will become a school of beings. And I don't think that a man who created something like Facebook or internet or all the discoveries and the aeroplane and all those inventions were just businessmen. They were dreamers. They were dreamers, and if you forget your dream, you will lose everything. Then I am sure that any entrepreneur should be a teacher of health and wealth, and that all his or her collaborators should be students and not workers. And I am sure that we can give very much to our people if we continue to dream. When you forget your dream, as all the universities and schools, conventional schools and universities have done, they will disappear because a new education is coming. And the new education is not to inject concepts or convictions or knowledge. It is just to allow students to come out to their own dream. And that is an inside-out process and not outside. Then the student, the person, has already within himself, herself, everything. You have just to let her, to come out with his, her own uniqueness.
You have a vision of at the European School of Economics. It is to create a new generation of visionary leaders, of politicians, of entrepreneurs and pragmatic dreamers. Why do you believe we need a new generation of visionary leaders? Don't you have?
You have to understand that I wrote things many years ago, and some things it's in a few months ago or something. Just to tell you that some words are just to let you understand, to let the reader understand something. But it's very easy, to let people to come out with their own originality. The European School of Economics will become the school of economics, because we speak about the inner economy, which is the way that you are in charge of yourself, you are in command of yourself, and you know what is going on within yourself. This is the inner economy. Then it's not difficult to tell the students, okay, study what the professors and teachers are telling you to study, but be very careful, because behind all this there is you yourself, and you should never forget yourself, who are the dreamer and the producer of whatever is happening in your life. Then, if a student comes out with her own uniqueness, there is nothing to do. There is nothing to teach him or her. There is only to let him, her, coming out with their own uniqueness, their own originality, with their own dream. That's why the European School of Economics is a successful school. Just because people enjoy studying. Our students enjoy, our professors enjoy to teach. Then there is a sort of exchange between students and between professors, where sometimes students know much more than the professor. And they understand this. This is very, very important. You have to understand that each of us is something so unique that has to come out and never to forget.
It was surprising when I was reading when I visited your website of the European School of Economics, that you are addressing to the parents of the students.
Yeah.
And
sometimes, because it's sometimes they are the very obstacle to their their sons and daughters, and they should let them go for their own way, and let them free of deciding and choosing, and sometimes pave the path, to pave the way, and sometimes our sons and daughters are much better than we are. Then we should accept this, that each person is something new and unique, and we should just let them come out to their own dream. Sometimes they come. I like to be in the music business or fashion or whatever. It's in the cinema or sport or whatever. And parents are very suspicious about this. But that is what sometimes creates problems for young people. We have to let them do what they really want to do, what they really love.
You're so right. And it was very nice to see it in your website.
And this is what we do at the European School of Economics.
You do things a different way.
Yeah, we ask the students, what do you really love? And this is, and then for us it's so easy, because they will do some internship in companies and institutions, that they will recognize them as their own people. Then if you love to be in a Ferrari or to be in fashion, Louis Vuitton or whatever, we do our best, because you can meet those people, and to let them to have you as a part of their own company. This is very important, because institutions recognize their own people when they are dreaming that company, that let's say role in life. This is very, very important. Then for us it's so easy to let them to be successful, because they are doing what they really want to.
Um, we will have Elio with us for approximately 25 minutes more. So if you have questions for him, please write them down and send them to us, and he will answer each and every one of them. So please hurry up. We don't have much time with him. Elio, why do you believe in the unconventional second education that you define as the individual revolution?
Yes, because I don't think that any knowledge, I think that any knowledge coming from outside is poison in you. Any knowledge coming from outside is polluting you. You have to discover your inner knowledge, which is a self-knowledge. You have to know yourself. First of all, you have to know what you are not. This is very, very important, which is something that, there are layers and layers of false ideas, false knowledge, second-hand knowledge coming from outside. We have to get rid of all that, to understand that there is something authentic within yourself, something real that you have to discover, you have to remember. And it is not something that you have to achieve, because it is yours already. You have to remember something. Then schools and universities don't let you to remember what you really are. They just add concepts and knowledge to something that doesn't need all that, but needs really to eliminate many concepts and ideas and knowledge to get closer and closer to what you really are. This is the new education. This is the second education that I really believe that will come in 1 decade, and where professors will never teach, never try to inject in the students something, but they will try to let them come out with their real knowledge, which is the knowledge of themselves, knowledge of yourself. In this way we are returning to the what Socrates said, know yourself.
Know yourself. Gnosis αυτόν in Greek.
That's right. Then it's you don't need to teach people. You don't need to give them any teaching or knowledge. You need them to come out with something authentic, real, which is something that each of us has got hidden in the innermost recesses of our being.
I have some questions from the participants for you. So I will start with Kostas. How can a person be helped to change his perception that external reality is greater than his imposing situation against his will?
But if you remain if you believe that you are perceiving the world, you will never come out with your own will. You have to understand that the world is not to perceive, but we are projecting the world we are living in. And if you understand this is very simple, but very difficult to apply to your life. You have to understand that the world that you see and touch is a projection and not a perception. Yeah. And then you will see that your will, which is something that belongs to you, it is not something to achieve, will come out and will create a beautiful life for yourself.
Vasilis is one of my students, and he wants to tell you something. I once had the honor of meeting you, Mr. D'Anna, and you wished me to have a wonderful life. I want to sincerely and deeply thank you and to tell you that my life is full of wonders. Thank you. um, Know yourself, Reta is asking, but how about the people around you?
The people around me are me, myself. I mean, I am creating them. They are not something that it's something coming from outside. When you achieve, let's say, within yourself, when you remember your own integrity, you will see that your inner oneness will create all the typologies that will be very close to you. Then sometimes we create, people that will betray, will attack you, will compete with you, just because you need those people to tell you what is going on within yourself. Then if you have, as I have, people very close to me, they are doing a lot for me. It is just, because I project something within myself, from within myself, that is sincerity, integrity, and this is creates, a beautiful world of respect, that is respecting and reflecting what you really are. Then try to turn towards yourself and see that if there is something wrong in your life, you have to just find it within.
Lucas is asking, Elio, what do you think about subject reality and objective reality?
Subject and objective reality. Yeah, that from my point of view, there is not an objective reality. Everything is subjective. You are seeing and touching what you are. There is nothing out there. Nothing is external. You yourself are projecting this beautiful movie and beautiful comedy. And I think that you should just to understand that you yourself are producing what you see and touch. Then if you don't like it, you have to see within yourself what is projecting something that is let's say negative. You can call it fear or worry or doubts, despair or whatever. And the life outside yourself is just reflecting what you are within. Then don't worry about the others and don't worry about what is happening outside yourself. Accept the fact that you are the dreamer and you are the producer of whatever is happening, good or bad, just or unjust. It is always you yourself who are producing all that.
Artemis is asking, how can I meet the dreamer? How can I reach my inner being? Is there a method to remember?
Of course, but how can you reach something that is already you yourself? I mean, it is contradictory. I mean, only you yourself know how to be yourself. The thing is that we are distracted by many things that we consider the external life, and we get lost in something that is just a projection. We project the world as it is because we are as we are. Then the world is just telling you what to adjust within yourself. Then the world, the outer world, is a greater lie. Also when it arrives with the violence, it's telling you that that violence is within yourself, not outside. You know, if you are able to chase that violence, chase that fear within yourself, you will see that sooner or later you will never succeed to grasp it, because they are not existent. Then if you watch yourself, if you are in charge of yourself, violence and fears and all negative emotions will disappear. And then life will reflect this state of awareness, this state of attention. That is what, when we create an incredible life outside ourselves.
We have another question. Do you try to find a balance in your day between dreaming and acting in the world? So before you answer, just give me a second. In about 10 minutes, Instagram will shut us down. So we will reconnect. I will start again broadcasting, and you should have to re-enter to this beautiful room with Elio D'Anna in order that to be able to answer to all your questions.
Okay.
So thank you. And repeat the question. Do you try to find a balance in your day between dreaming and acting in the world?
Okay. Yes, sir. It's what I I'd say suggest to everybody. You know, it's many times they ask me, how can you, act in the world while you are, dreaming? Dreams is something that happens all the time. Sometimes we are dreaming in nightmares, and then you create a sort of hell outside yourself. You have to learn how to act as an actor, as an actress in the outer world. And at the same time, you have to always continuously remember yourself. You have to have a total attention to yourself, understanding what is going on within yourself, and at the same time to act in the world as an actor or actress. If you don't do this, you get lost. You have to be able to have two arrows of attentions, one towards the world, one towards yourself. And you will see that in the world, in the outer world, you have to act your role, your part, as an actor does. If you don't do this, you get identified with the world, and the problems and difficulties and very violent life, happens to you. You have to act in the outer life and continuously remember yourself.
Another question is how to develop a firm conviction besides inner observation that the world I see and touch is only a projection. The blend of me and the world as separate is too real for my mind at the moment, a friend of ours is saying.
Yeah, that's why we identified with whatever is happening in the outer life, just because we believe and consider life outside ourselves as the source, the very cause of what we are, what we become in life. But that is not so. You yourself are the one who is producing the world outside yourself. Then if you remember this, you will never get lost. I tell you, this is very difficult. That's why the world is in bad conditions. Just because each of us believes that the world outside ourselves is the real cause of whatever happens to us, and that is not so. Then we have to have a shift. We have to turn this paradigm upside down and understand that you yourself are the cause and the world is just an effect.
I am under your spell. So Kostas is asking, what is this which I should remember and cultivate within? So free myself from desires that make me feel inadequate.
If you understand that there is nothing wrong with desire, you have just to understand that the desire never comes true. Then you can desire whatever you want, but understanding that desire never comes true. Only dreaming comes true. Then if you are dreaming to desire something, dreaming comes true because you are desiring, a state of desiring, expecting, hoping, wishing. That is your dream coming true. But the object and the events and the circumstances of your desiring will never come true. Then if you are aware that you are desiring, desire disappears. If you are aware, and then the events, the object, the circumstances will get closer and closer to your dream, and you will realize what you are really dreaming. Then be aware of that you are in a state of desiring, wishing, expecting. If you are aware of it, desire disappears, and the object, the circumstances that you desired will become your dream.
So Christos is asking, tell us about the 3 minutes of silence, of not action.
Sorry, can you say 3?
Tell us about the 3 seconds of silence, of not action. So this is seconds.
Oh, right. It's something that I wrote in Yale. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. It's a nice game. Whatever you're doing, if you have to answer to a call, just let it ring for 3 seconds before you ask for it, and you ask it. You answer, sorry, and you will see that is something that breaks, the something coming from outside. In those 3 seconds, you remember yourself. You remember that just to say 1, 2, 3, you have to break something which is mechanical, and then if you break that mechanicalness, you will see that from the other part of the telephone, some good news will come. Just 3 seconds. If you don't count 3 seconds just to break that, that mechanicalness, then you enter into a sort of a trap, and something not nice will come from the other side. Then this is my discovery. Then to remember those 3 seconds, it's not easy. It's not easy. It's when you start with your car, instead of going and to let the engine go, just count 3 seconds, and then you start. This will create something miraculous in your life.
Thank you for sharing this too with us, Elio. So,
It's just a game. It's a game, but it's interesting because if you want to transform some bad news in a good news, just count 1, 2, 3. And you will see that that is very difficult, that something bad can come against you. It's just because you broke that sort of vicious circle. If you break it, then there is a solution, a healing, a salvation sometimes. Just 3 seconds.
So I will follow this advice of yours, the 3 seconds rule.
Yes.
How can you be sincere and act at the same time? Elio, I have to inform you that in 3 minutes from now, I will, Instagram will shut us down. We will have to reconnect. You know that, okay?
Okay, great.
Thank you, thank you. So, how can you be sincere and act at the same time?
Acting is not lying. Acting has to be conscious acting, intentional acting. All of us are acting in the world, but unconsciously. If you act intentionally, acting becomes real. Then it is not a lie. You know, many think that I am pushing people to lie to themselves and to the others. No, I am telling you to act consciously. That is very, very difficult, because we are all acting, sometimes in bad circumstances, sometimes in good circumstances, but unconsciously. Now I am telling you to act consciously, and you will see that sincerity is in the conscious acting.
I have one more question for you. We have so many so many participants. They are all thanking you for being here with us. I create my reality. However, I'm not the reality I created. I'm the ability to create. Is this the reason that makes me able to act in my life?
I must understand the question.
Okay.
Say it again. Yeah.
I create my reality. However, I'm not the reality I create. I am the ability to create. Is this the reason that makes me able to act in my life? A friend of ours is asking.
I am not sure I understand.
Okay.
But I would ask the person, why don't you ask something that is very, very, very close to you and you are interested to resolve, let's say. It's there is no method, there is no technique. Then you know, I cannot suggest you a technique or a method to change your life or something. I just am telling you something that I discovered in myself, that the world outside yourself is a beautiful comedy, a beautiful show, and you are the producer and the director and the actor and the audience of this beautiful show. Now, you are the one who can create a beautiful comedy, a beautiful spectacular show, but if you understand that you are, you know, the very author of whatever is happening in your life, you yourself, this is very difficult to understand, because we say, and the others, what is happening in the others? They are all dreamers. I tell you, don't worry about the others. Worry about yourself, and you will see that you will be able to contain.
We have 5 seconds. Let's reconnect.
Okay, so Instagram shut us down. We reached the 60 minutes of our live. Please reconnect with us. We will have Elio with us in a few minutes. Αριστοτέλη μου, καλησπέρα, σε ευχαριστώ που είσαι μαζί μας. Αλέξανδρε, ξαναστείλε μου την ερώτησή σου. Σε λίγο θα την ξαναπώ. Θα την πω. Τζούλια μου, καλησπέρα. Ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ όσους μπαίνετε ξανά. Περιμένουμε... Βασίλη μου, περιμένουμε τον Έλιο. Ωραία.
Που αγκαλιάσατε όλο αυτό το project όλες αυτές τις μέρες. Σοφία μου. Here you are again. Here you are again. So, I'm sorry I interrupted you. Do you want to continue what you were saying? Or should I proceed with the next question?
Yeah, I would suggest to be simple in your questions and really to ask for personal, issues. This is very, very important. And
Okay.
let's try to be less intellectual and to be very practical because I am a practical person. And I don't want to appear as a spiritual person or a master or teacher. I am a very, very, very practical man, and I'd like to ask questions that can really change your life as a doer, creator of your own reality, and not believing in anything that is abstract or that is sometimes spiritual, where it's difficult to answer questions that go beyond my understanding. In a sense,
Okay.
That
So,
will,
please.
I'm not so keen with spiritual people, and I don't believe that we have to be spiritual to understand the universe as it is, because you yourself are the universe, the entire universe. Anyway,
So please listen to Elio's suggestions, and please your questions be as simple as they can be in order to be understandable and that Elio can answer them easily. So, is there a ritual you follow every morning or during the day?
No, there is no
No, nothing.
No, nothing. No, there is only dreaming, and dreaming happens during the entire day and night. Just dreaming. Dreaming is what you need, nothing else. Dreaming is not the oniric nighttime dreaming. Dreaming is understanding that what appears to your eyes and to the outer reality is just belonging to you as a visible world reflecting an invisibility which is within yourself. That if you remember, it's also the motto of the European School of Economics, visibilia ex invisibilibus. It means that whatever you touch and see and touch, it's just reflecting your inner invisibility, which is your inner being. Yeah.
Our friend Kostas is asking, what is the best approach for someone to start getting free of the fear, of getting free of the slavery of dependency?
There is no discipline, Kostas. There is no technique. You are already free. You have just to realize this. The thing is that we are bombarded by news, publicity, and knowledge coming from outside, and we are just forgetful beings. We have to remember that you yourself are the very cause of all and everything, and you will see that everything will be all right. I know that sometimes I'd like to answer with telling you meditate in the morning and do some Reiki or some spiritual exercises or whatever. You know, I am not. I understood that you are the very cause of all and everything. Then you are the source. If you realize this, if you understand this, you will never have any more questions. Everything is just the solution. You yourself are the solution.
Is there a difference between dreaming and having goals?
Dreaming and
having goal setting.
Having goals. Yeah.
Yes.
No, because you know it's goals are something that you try to achieve in the outer world. You should be a goalless goal. That means that dreaming doesn't have goals. Dreaming is not deciding. Dreaming is a sort of loving yourself inside. This is a very, very different. We try to love, our family, our organizations, the world, but that is we end up always in failure. We have to love ourselves. If we love ourselves inside, you will see that the world will understand that you are,
Give me just a second. I've lost you. Okay, we found you again. We found you again. A friend of ours is asking, as a mother, I worry all the time about my children. I always believe it is because of my identity as a mother. How can I overcome this and come closer to myself?
Yeah, something
Okay.
Yeah. She's a mother and she's worried about the children. And then,
yes, let me find the question. Okay, so I always believe it's because of my identity as a mother. How can I overcome this and come closer to myself is the question, dear Elio.
Your identity as a mother, I don't really understand. You believe to be a mother, and then your identity can create some problems. I don't understand the Probably you wanted. You're identifying.
Il ruolo di madre mi fa preoccupare per i figli. Il ruolo di madre mi fa preoccupare.
The role of a mother makes you worry about your children.
Yes.
I mean, to become a mother, how can you worry about your children? You went through such an incredible dream that is, that your sons or daughters are your very dream. A dreamer cannot be afraid of what is going on to her own creatures. It's because he is a dreamer. A dreamer is protected by his own dreams. You cannot be worried or scared about probably about the future of your children, but I would worry about yourself and you will see that your children will be just the coming out of your dream. Remain a dreamer, remain a mother, but don't worry about what is going on to your children. Worry about yourself, about your integrity, and you will see that your children will be protected.
Ellie, we will not take more of your time. I would like to tell you a big and enormous thank you from the bottom of my heart that you were here today with us, shared your wisdom. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You have to promise, though, that you will come as a guest of mine in Greece, and we will have this chat live.
Absolutely, I will.
Okay.
I will be very happy to be with you. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Soon enough, when we can travel, I will have you with me, and we will share our knowledge with the audience, and it will be a great experience. I am dreaming of it.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm dreaming of it.
Greece is
and you know I'm a doer.
Yeah, you are. Greece is an incredible country. I feel very familiar with your country, and I'd like to come and to tell you that you have to return to your mythology and gods within yourself, and to see that you can dream an incredible country, which is in this very moment not so shining as it did a long time ago. You have to return to your shining economic evolved country that has been, and it will be, the mother of all our civilizations.
You know, I have a plan for that, and I know that you will be by my side.
Yes.
I know. We will make it happen. Believe me. So, another question I have to ask you. Do you like good food, good gelato, and good pastry?
Oh, you see that I have a beautiful resort in Tuscany, where I have chefs and great people creating all the best food in the world for me. And I invite you to come one day in Tuscany, in my resort, and to taste paradise.
Okay, we will do it. So, Mr. Elio, thank you so much. It was a blessing having you here with us today. We will have you live in Greece, I hope very soon. And I want to thank each one and every one of you for being with me for so many days, for the Rise and Shine project that was made for you in order to support you during these difficult times. Difficulties are just a mind game. We can be the leaders and the winners in our lives. That's the message I want you, and I hope you will keep from this effort we made, me, my friends and mentors, to support you. Thank you so much for being with us. Σας ευχαριστούμε πάρα πολύ που ήσασταν μαζί μας. The Rise and Shine Project θα συνεχιστεί με μια άλλη μορφή. Θα χαρώ πολύ να σας την παρουσιάσω αργότερα. Thank you so much for being with us. Elio, I'm sending you my love and kisses. We will be in touch. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Isidora. Thank you very much.
Thank you.